Hello everyone. So today in chapter States of Matter, I am going to talk about ideal gas equation, combined gas law, and Dalton's law of partial pressure. Before ideal gas equation, what is ideal gas? A gas that follows strictly all three laws, Boyle's law, Charles' law, Avogadro law, is considered as ideal gas. Practically, an ideal gas does not exist. Real gas show ideal behavior under certain specific condition when intermolecular interaction is practically absent. Yet these three laws and gaseous equation or ideal gas equation obtained by treating them mathematically are found to be very much valuable, children. So let's start derivation of ideal gas and ideal gas equation. Ideal gas, I told you, which strictly follow Boyle's, Charles, and Avogadro law. So, according to Boyle's law, V is inversely proportional to pressure at constant temperature and with fixed amount of gas. According to Charles' law, volume is directly proportional to temperature at constant pressure and fixed amount of gas. Avogadro law is saying volume is directly proportional to the number of molecules at constant temperature and pressure. So on combining all these three, we are getting V is directly proportional to NT upon P. On putting constant in place of proportional, we will get V equals to R NT upon P. Here R is gas constant. On rearranging this equation, we will be getting PV equals to nRT, and this is ideal gas equation. Here I told you R is gas constant. Value of R in joules, which is SI unit also, is 8.314 joule Kelvin inverse mole inverse. When R is taken in liter atmosphere, its value would be 0.0821 dm cube atmosphere Kelvin inverse mole inverse. If we are calculating R in calories, we'll be having value of R which is equal to 1.987, which is nearly equal to 2 calorie Kelvin inverse mole inverse. Now the relation between density and molar mass. We know gas equation is PV equals to nRT, and we also know number of moles is equal to mass upon molar mass. So by substituting the number of moles in gas equation, and mass is also equals to density is also equals to mass upon value. On putting both the values and rearranging the equation, we will get one relationship, which is molar mass is equal to dRT upon pressure. This is the relation between the molar mass of the gas constant, temperature, pressure, and volume. So now next, Dalton's law of partial pressure. Dalton's law of partial pressure is the total pressure of a mixture of two or more non-reactive gases is the sum of the partial pressure of individual gases in a mixture. That means if you have taken two gases in a mixture, the pressure exerted by gas 1 or the partial pressure exerted by gas 1 is P1, and partial pressure exerted by gas 2 is P2. So total pressure P is equal to P1 plus P2. Let's suppose two gases are taken like in diagram in two containers. In one container there is helium, in another container there is hydrogen. Helium is exerting 152 millimeter of Hg pressure on the container, whereas hydrogen is exerting 608 millimeter of Hg. If both are mixing, so the total pressure would be 152 plus 608, which would be 760 millimeter of Hg, which will be exerted by hydrogen and helium both. So this is what the partial pressure is. The total pressure exerted by the mixture of non-reactive gases is equal to the sum of partial pressure of individual gases. So P total is the total pressure exerted by the mixture of gas. P1 is the partial pressure of gas 1. P2 is the partial pressure of gas 2. And P3 is the partial pressure of gas 3. And if we want to calculate the partial pressure of the gas, we can simply take the gas equation which we have used just now, PV equals to nRT, and we can calculate pressure by the formula nRT upon V. So we can say that the partial pressure is directly proportional to the number of moles. Now, we want to deduce the relationship between the partial pressure and the mole fraction of a gas. Let's start. If I have three individual gases mixed in a container, so partial pressure of one gas is equal to P1 equals to N1 RT upon V. Similarly, P2 will be N2 RT upon V and P3 N3 RT upon V. So if I want to calculate total pressure, I will add P1 plus P2 plus P3 the way I have done here. And by taking this N1 and N2 and N3 common, I would get RT upon V multiplied by N1 plus N2 plus N3, and this is replaced by one term which is N total. So we also know that we can calculate mole fraction of individual gas by taking its number of moles upon total number of moles present in the mixture. So mole fraction of gas 1 will be number of moles of gas 1 upon total number of moles. So after calculating this mole fraction and on dividing P1, the partial pressure of gas 1, by P total, this the way I have done here, P1 upon P total is equal to N1 multiplied by RT upon V upon N total multiplied by RT upon V. These two will be cancelled, and I'll be getting P1 upon P total is equal to N1 upon N total. And this N1 upon N total is actually the mole fraction of gas 1. So I can replace this N1 upon N total by X1 here. So P1 upon P total is equal to X1, or P1 is equal to X1 multiplied by P total, or partial pressure of gas 1 is equal to mole fraction of gas 1 multiplied by total pressure exerted by the gaseous mixture. I can say that if I want to deduce the partial pressure of gas 2, it would be equal to the mole fraction of gas 2 and multiply by total pressure of gas exerted. And similarly, partial pressure of 3 would be X3 multiplied by P total. So this is how I can establish the relationship between the partial pressure and the mole fraction. I can say that partial pressure of a gas is obtained by multiplying the total pressure of mixture by mole fraction of that gas.